All right, good morning, everybody at KW in Milwaukee on a beautiful fall October day on this Tuesday morning. I hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy. Hey, one quick thing I want to start off with team meeting on is some of you probably saw in the trade rags last week and you received an email from Gary Keller, some leadership structural changes within KW globally. Here's my honest to goodness take on that entire thing. I'm actually surprised it took this long. For those of us on the leadership side of KW, it was very, very evident that that was occurring, and I'll tell you why. Gary's whole goal, vision, and purpose right now in life is to make sure to ensure that the real estate agent remains the fiduciary within the transaction. And part of that, as it relates to his mission in life right now, is adding value for you guys and your clients to make the transaction the most cost-effective and seamless as possible, right? So when you start looking at some of these things like Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered, Keller Offers, some of these ancillary businesses that are here to support all KW associates, I had even noticed it over the last 6 months that Josh team had really, the president of KW, had really come to the forefront of running the real estate portion of the organization from a leadership side. And this kind of leadership structure really allows Gary to oversee the organization really at a higher level to ensure that KW continues to add value and resources and services to you guys and to your clients, again, with you guys at the center and the heart of the transaction. So, you know, take the trade rags for what it's worth. To me, from a local leadership perspective, it really doesn't change a whole lot of anything. And being totally honest, I'm surprised it took this long because it was something that you could totally see coming. And I think it really will help serve a lot of us very, very well. I also know giving up the CEO title and duties also gets him back to where he wants to be and loves to be, which is coaching, consulting, and training agents, and getting rid of a lot of the, management aspect of being a CEO is really what he wants to get back to at its core. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer them. But I just wanted to address that right up front. It really is not a surprise to me. It really is more of a level up and right sizing the organization to make sure that we're serving you guys and that you guys are at the center of the transaction. So just wanted to start off team meeting with that. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Cool. All right, we're jumping into it. And I'm going to jump into Lindsay Vranick right away with Tech Tuesday. And here's why. In the last couple of weeks, I've taken notice, right, as we start to begin to think about strategic planning in 2021, I've found a very, very common theme of many, many people. And I just had a conversation with someone yesterday I could replay it like a broken record, right? And what they say to me is this: Charlie, if I just could figure out how to do more lead generation to secure more of my own business through my database and sphere, I would make the kind of income I wish to make or that my family deserves to make. Right? And so what I'm urging you to understand or simply start to think about is there's a very simple and easy way to do that. And it's automating your lead generation. And it's one aspect of your lead generation. And it's called the 33 touch campaign. Many of you familiar with it. Phil Byers spoke about it. But Lindsay's going to kind of talk through today on team meeting a little bit about Tech Tuesday around the 33 touch campaign and how do you utilize smart plans in order to enable automated lead generation. So you set it and you forget it, right? So Lindsay, I'm turning it over to you.
All right. Good morning, everybody. So thanks, Charlie, for that introduction. So yes, today we are doing Tech Tuesday on the 33 touch. Now, Command doesn't have anything that blatantly says this is your 33 touch. What it is smart plans. And so there is an entire library of smart plans. And the best thing about it is that during Mega Camp, they released what are called shared smart plans. And these are going to be smart plans that other Keller Williams agents have created and we're able to share with other agents. And so I'm going to specifically today just mention Marty Miller's 66-day challenge for Facebook lead follow-up. But smart plans are just a really awesome tool that involve not just automated emails. They're way more robust than that. They're automated emails, text messaging. I talked about Twilio, setting up that Twilio account last week. touch tasks, sending you a task reminder to send a handwritten note or make a phone call. So Charlie, if you want to go to the next slide here. So smart plans are just ways to automate and send those task reminders to yourself so that you're not forgetting to follow up with whether it's your sphere of influence or these leads that you're getting in through Facebook ads or other avenues. And so I just use one example of, creating that Facebook ad campaign, setting up your Twilio account, and then creating those smart plans and adding contacts to them so that you're not forgetting to follow up with them. So Marty Miller has this really awesome Facebook lead follow-up smart plan, which he created himself, and he was able to share that using the shared smart plan tool. So any Keller Williams agent can go into Command, into smart plans, and select this smart plan to set up for those Facebook leads. It includes automated text messages, automated emails, and then phone calls. It's even setting up those contacts or those leads on additional smart plans. And it's all created for you. And one of the best parts about it is that you can actually go in and edit this. So if you want to tweak those text messages that are sending out, you can go in there and edit those texts to make it sound like you. It's built up for you. So you can absolutely go in there and create it and send it out. But if you want to personalize it more, you have the option to do so. So Charlie, if you want to go to the next slide. So this is what it's going to look like. So I just took a screenshot of that Marty Miller smart plan. And so it's going to be that very first one under the shared smart plans. And one of the cool things about these too is that you can see how many agents are using it, and you can even rate the smart plan. So it's like your own little shopping cart of smart plans. And so, check it out. It's really awesome. You can search by smart plan. So if you're looking for an open house smart plan, you can go in there and type in open house. You'll get a whole library of smart plans available to you. And then next slide, Charlie. This is just a screenshot showing you how you can edit those smart plans and edit those specific text messages that are included. And so there's not just smart plans for, lead follow-up. Brad, if you want to jump on and talk about even, I know you were talking about a couple other smart plans that even Marty Miller created. I know you love him. So
I love him. Him and Dave Voorhees are my man crushes. Hey, I cannot, we are coming into what traditionally has been our slower season. I don't think it is going to be this year. You don't know. But, this is the time to really work on your database, because your database is the most important thing that you own. And there are, with some of the new smart plans, if you don't have their email, you don't have their phone number, you don't have their address in your database. There are smart plans created by Marty Miller, my man crush, who will help you get those missing links to help you have a complete database. I cannot stress enough. This is the time to really work on that. We got the holidays. You're going to have time standing in line. You can use, set them and forget them. And you can also use these smart plans while you're standing in line. You can set up names. And I started finding that you can access Command through your phone now and do some of these simple tasks. So please, 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 please take a couple minutes, look through, come to tech training today. Also take the time to look through the smart plans. It's right there, easy to tab, right there on the left-hand side of your Command. Read through those smart plans, put them to your use. You're gonna make more money. I mean, that's what it's all about. I can't stress this enough. And I'm going to add one little thing. KW is really on our side. KW, and I don't know if I'm supposed to share this, but I will, has given us some people money to advertise on Facebook. And this money is they're going to take and put this study to use. And I can put that Marty Miller, the Facebook lead plan to use with all this. And they're really making all the tools connect. So please, if you haven't, get into Command.
Yes, so this is a great opportunity, if your business is slowing down, which I'm sure a lot of you it isn't, but still this is a great time, no matter what is going on, to make sure that you're getting your contacts to 100% health score in Command. That's going to save you, it's just going to make you able to set up all of these different smart plans that are available to you. So we'll be going through all of those different smart plans today during tech training at 1 o'clock. And then on another note, just a quick announcement here, eEdge is going to be sunsetted as of January 1st, 2021. So more details coming soon on this, but again, this is a great time to get your database into Command and set up those smart plans. So if your database is in eEdge currently and you're using those email marketing campaigns in that platform, so start to think about setting up those smart plans and getting your database into Command. So again, more details coming soon on that. Market Leader will still be in the KW Marketplace for a cost, and more details with that, with pricing and things like that. So that's all I got today. Thanks, guys.
All right, I have a very rhetorical question for the group. What is the most scarce resource you can never get back? Time. That's right, Peter G. Right? So everybody I've met with over the last 2 months says I'm running, like my hair is on fire. I don't have enough time. I don't know how to find balance, and yet I need to keep my business moving forward. How do you keep your business moving forward and get more time? You automate your lead generation. So I would urge you to check out Lindsay's tech training today at 1 o'clock to automate your lead generation through the 33 touch and the smart campaigns. Awesome. All right, 1 o'clock with Lindsay. Automate it. Give time back in your day, guys. Time is money for you and your family. Here we go. Kimmy, turning it over to you for compliance updates.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. The WRA announced about a week ago that they are extending their hotline hours. So if you ever need to reach out to the WRA Legal Hotline, they are now available on Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4:30. I have the number here on the slide. Otherwise, you can go to the WRA.org website, go to the legal tab, go hover over or click on hotline, and you'll be brought to a page where you can type in your message. If you have the WRA app, you can also get the hotline through there and type in a message to them. So if you ever can't get a hold of me or Steph, or you just want to talk to an actual attorney, because they're all attorneys who work the hotline. I am not an attorney. So they're a great resource for us. I use them, I contact them often. So just want to remind you all about that resource. And then I just want to talk today about the emergency order number 3 that went into effect on October 8th. So this does impact open houses because the emergency order does limit the number of people in a space to no more than 25% of a room or a building's total capacity. So if you are holding an open house, the event or the open house must be limited to no more than 10 people who do not live in the residence. So really make sure if you are hosting an open house, you need to be cognizant about limiting the number of people inside the home. Please ensure you're still taking the proper precautions of everybody wearing a mask, having hand sanitizer available, advising people not touch doorknobs and countertops and all that stuff. So the WRA did release this. They've had this back in May when this all kind of started. Just kind of some recommendations if you are hosting open houses, just some guidelines to follow. That will be emailed out in the recap email that Charlie will send out. And then along with open houses, I want to make sure you're also being cognizant about your just general private showing. So when you're setting up your showing restrictions in showing time, just ensure that agents cannot overlap showings. Maybe you're limiting the time to 30 minutes or 45 minutes versus a whole hour, just to avoid that overlap, so that people aren't, multiple people aren't in the house at one time, buyers aren't uncomfortable. We just want to make sure that's still top of mind as we're still working through this pandemic. So, next slide. And your weekly reminder, GMAR dues, you've got 2 more weeks where you can save $25 on your dues. So if you pay by October 31st, you deduct 25 off the total. Otherwise, after that, you'll pay the total amount shown. After December, you need to add 50 to your invoice. So just get that done in the next 2 weeks to avoid any penalty. And then another reminder about continuing ed. So if you have your license prior to October, you have to do continuing ed. So even if you got your license in August of this year, you still have to do CE. All 6 courses are required. There's no more electives. So it's just everybody has to take these 6 courses. The WRA offers some easy link to all the classes. I think the next slide, we've got the link to that. But again, if you go to the WRA website, you can quickly find it under their education tab. Must have this completed by December 14th. And as we've talked about, not only do you have to do CE, but then part of that is renewing your license. So October 26th, the DSPS will open their online portal to renew your license. So step 1 is do your CE. Step 2 is after October 26th, go to the DSPS website and renew your license. And as we've kind of been reiterating, don't wait till the last minute. The DSPS is, they're short-staffed and it may take a while to process these renewals. So don't wait until the last minute. And that's all I have for you guys today.
Thank you, Kimmy. Guys, it sounds like a broker record, and I know we bring it up every week, but here's the fact. There will be people in the 11th hour in December who didn't get this done, and it will impact your ability to make an income in 2021. So don't be that person who is freaking out at the last minute. Just get it done. Be proactive, not reactive. Awesome. All right, we're jumping into lore. What is lore? Language of real estate. And when you look at success this year, all you're looking for is to outpace the market, right? And what is going on in the marketplace? I know last week we took a look at September and broke it down by pricing, various different price points, various other things like that. Now I'm going to kind of give you a viewpoint from the standpoint of where are the brokerage trends going within Milwaukee and how is it beneficial for you, your clients, and your business, right? So jumping into it here, you can see the market share trends so far year to date by the top 10 brokerage houses in southeastern Wisconsin across the 5-county metro area. Very interesting thing to note. Last time we took a look at this was in July or August. And in July and August, everybody was down year to date except KW. Now there was a monster August and September that has allowed a lot of people to catch up, which is great. Again, rising tides lifts all ships. So when the tide rises, everybody rises with it. It's a phenomenal thing to see. But you can see here, KW as a whole in southeastern Wisconsin, the 2nd largest brokerage, and year to date up 31%. First Weber really took a nice jump in the month of August and September, up year to date, up almost 10%. They leaped Remax to be the 3rd largest broker in southeastern Wisconsin. So just interesting things to note there, just from simply a scale standpoint. So these are the top 10 brokers in southeastern Wisconsin. When you look at here, I've done this before and I apologize, I missed August here, so I'll have to go back and do that. But again, as a reminder, going back to April here, right? And we always look at future production, which are our lead metrics, and our current production, which are our lagging metrics, right? Lead metrics are the activities that you do now that should show up in income in the next 60 to 90 days. So you can see here how when we look at lead metrics, where we predict or see the future of the industry going. And I have a very interesting story to tell here, right? See, in April, as all of this was really starting to go down, the future lead metrics that are the most important, the 2 most important metrics that I follow is listings taken units and contracts written units. Why? Because agents control their units, the market gives you volume. You can see down 38%, down 32% respectively. Where does that show up? It shows up in current production in May, right? You can see closed units were down 28 and listings sold, down 28 as well. Really took a major impact on the market. Then you saw a little bit of an improvement, right? Listings taken units down 22%, not great, but better than down 38%. And contracts written units were down 9%, better than down 32%. Where does that show up? Improvement in the closed production in June, right? So we looked at May future production, the lead metrics, leading into June current production. And you can see, again, down 16 on closed units in June, but an improvement from down 28. And I mean, so again, we're looking for improvement. Then we jump into June and we look at our lead metrics as it relates to listings taken unit. Again, down 14%, but an improvement from down 22. You see here, contracts written units really took a massive jump, up 8%. Now, where does this start to show up? It showed up in July, really when the industry started to really begin to rebound in a major, major way. So you can see here, closed production units were up 5% in July. Closed sales volume was up 14%. Again, then we go down below and we're looking at July future production. Listings taken down 6%. Again, we're looking for continuous trends of improvement within the industry, right? Contracts written units up 17%. That is an insane number. I mean, that shows you the overall strength of the buyer category, right? And I apologize. I forgot to look back in my notes to fill in for August. But here's what I could tell you. August listings taken units were flat to slightly up, and contracts written unit were up very, very healthy. Where does that show up? It shows up in September closed units. Closed units were up 24%. Closed sales volume up 36%. So where am I going with all of this? If you look here in terms of our future production, so our lead metrics of where we think the business is going to go October, November, and I've said this before, I think October and potentially November could be the most robust fall market we've ever seen. Just based on the trends that we're seeing. And why do I say that? Because listings taken unit year over year, while total inventory is still down, which we'll talk about in a second, listings taken units, new inventory to the market was up 1% in the month of September. And contracts written were up 29%. Contracts written units, right? So where this correlates to, and you can kind of see the story I'm telling, is when we get to October, you're going to see a monster jump in closed units and you're going to see a monster jump in closed sales volume, right? And then once we get to October to indicate where we think November will be, we will take a look at our lead metrics, which is the future production, right? So again, good signs. All I'm looking for is continuous improvement in these numbers, and these numbers continue to jump off the page. So good things are coming yet again this fall. Positive message there, right? Here you can see the language of real estate report across our 6 major metrics. And again, reminder, the bottom 4 metrics, right? The bottom 4 metrics are our lead metrics, those metrics that are indicating future successes. And the top 4 metrics are our lag metrics, or indications of the activities that we had already done to lead to our success. And reminder, success is simply outpacing the market. So you can see here, just specifically within the North Shore Market Center, the closed units are up 15% year to date. Listings taken unit up 9%. You can see here versus the market. Market now year to date through September is up 0.6 on closed units and down 6 on listings taken. Again, outpacing the market. And remember, guys, this is a collection of your guys' effort. Unbelievable, unbelievable results. When we flip over to the Lake Country Market Center, similar thing. Again, our lead metrics, the 4 lead metrics are down here on the bottom. The 4 lag metrics are up here on the top. And there's nothing short of saying that the people in Lake Country are freaking unbelievable. You guys are taking market share hand over fist. And what happens in a market share, in a market shift, or when the market shifts, you don't give the market share back. So you guys continuously raising the high water mark as it relates to your guys' level of productivity and production. And I took a look at it yesterday across both locations, both North Shore and Lake Country. We combined them all in a broker metrics report, right? And I took a look at the top 50 associates. 43 of the top 50 associates across both market centers are growing their businesses year to date in 2020, when closed units are only up 0.6 and closed sales volumes is up 9%, right? Again, people are having massive, massive success, and this is a collective, these are the collective results of everything that you guys are doing. So congrats on everything what we're seeing here on this page. Jumping in here, here are the brokerage trends across a rolling 12-month trend here. You can see trend lines across the top 25 individual office locations across the Milwaukee Metro MLS. What you'll see here is a little bit of a jumbled pack and a pink line that is making a major jump in headway. What you see in that pink line is Lake Country. Lake Country, when you remember, if you go back to the beginning of the spring when we were on here, they were always at the bottom of this metric. Now, where do you find Lake Country? You find Lake Country about to crack the top 10 in Metro MLS, total offices and market share. It's unfreaking believable. It's awesome stuff. Congrats, guys. Southwest continuing really, really healthy momentum down there in New Berlin, up 23%. And North Shore continues to be the runaway freight train across the MLS. I mean, just look at those market share trends of everything that's going on in the industry. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Look at all of these locations. All these locations, the business pops in July, right? Across, let's look at our peer group. The business pops in July. What happens? Lake Country goes from here to here. Southwest goes from here to here. North Shore goes from here to here. I mean, it's incredible, incredible stuff that you guys are doing and pouring into your businesses and the results that you guys are seeing. Congrats. When we break it down here, here's very specifically just looking at the North Shore brokerage trends of our peer group within the North Shore. You can see here, Keller Williams, one location in the North Shore versus Shore West, downtown up to Grafton, First Weber, Glendale and Mequon, Coldwell Banker across all four of their locations, Realty Execs and Powers. Again, you can see here against our peer group in the North Shore. And then here's the super exciting story. Drum roll, please. Lake Country. Lake Country is now the second largest residential real estate brokerage in the Lake Country area amongst your peers. In the month of August and September, Lake Country had passed both Shore West Oconomowoc and Realty Executives Heartland in total production. And based on current trends, Roger over at First Weber Delafield, not to call anybody out, we're coming for you, buddy. So be on the lookout because I know that a bunch of the people in Lake Country are having awesome, awesome years. So guys, congrats. It's super exciting stuff. And again, it's a collective effort of all your guys' level of productivity and your guys' willingness to share and care for each other and learn best practices in order to move your businesses and your incomes forward for you and your families. So congrats on awesome, awesome stuff. So where does this lead to? So all of this success leads to somewhere, and we're going to dig into September 2020 awards, right? So what does this look like? Here we go. Reminder, all of these awards are pulled from MLS data. So if you have a deal that was off the books, we can't see it, right? It's impossible for us to know. So know that these are all coming from one consistent source, the Milwaukee Metro MLS data. Here we go. $1 Million Month Club, a handful of people to call out. The red dots are just some people I wanted to highlight. Annie Stabler continuing to just crush it. Ann Kleber, who says transitions hurt businesses, right? The ladies of Bark River Realty are freaking killing it. And there's a theme here, guys. Notice this theme and notice how many people from JSG had $1 million month. Blake McKinney, Danielle Forrest, DJ Frisch, Holly Gamblin, Jackie Rubin. How long you been in this business, Jackie, right? Let's see, Stephanie Miller, Molly Triggs, Kelly Nicolancy, right? All you guys, $1 million months on JSG, and now watch, see where that correlates to JSG's business in terms of raising the productivity of their entire group. A couple other people to call out, Jacqueline Stern having an incredible, awesome year, continues in the month of September. Karen Spinty back in the saddle after a little bit of a sabbatical. Katie Monteblano, congrats. Kevin Matson continues to build on his success. Tim Knuth and Kristen, even living out in the Yellowstone for 3 weeks, had a killer month of September, right? And then Weikert's, again, I say, who transitions? Why does anybody need to stop their business during a transition? You don't. Weikert's proved it wrong with $1 million month in September. Congrats, Todd and Andrea. Jumping over, September Home Run Club. Remember, these are one listing taken, one contract written, one contract closed. What does a home run mean? A home run simply means this. You're getting paid in September and you're getting paid again in October and you have future business coming and you're building a sustainable income. Andrea Crivello, congrats on a home run club in the month of September. Annie Stabler again showing back up. Catherine Cario, Liz Meyer, Elizabeth Mitchke, still crushing it out of the launch program. Fatima, Hildy Becker, Kristen Schlingman. The Milky Market is still hot. Mary Beth, congrats. Nikki Kunik, Pedro Hardy coming in hot even after he left his job and is jumping into real estate full time. Congrats. Sharon Warsh, I know it's something you've been working on. Susie Austin, Tamika Jones-Clay, who I call TJC. And the last one I want to call out, Tony Spot. She sells her house in Bayview. She's moving to Seattle. Doesn't stop her business. Congrats, Tony Spot, on a home run club in the month of September. All right, Deej, I'm turning it over to you for Lake Country Awards for individual and teams.
Awesome, you guys. First of all, I'm super excited about the numbers that were shared. I thought that for maybe I should have turned my video off. I knew we were doing well, but to see overall the Market Center is doing amazing. So super excited about that. And in good part to some of these people right here, Katie Montalbano, September volume up because you doubled down on your listings and that brought buyers, right? Kevin, your business is up a ridiculous over 1,000% for the last 12 months. And a new name on this that you will be seeing in the future quite a bit, I'm guessing, Chrissy Klasky coming up in third there. Year to date, Mike Schaefer continues to lead the pack at 7 million. John Lorenz buying and selling his own property and then all of his business around that. Nikki Kunik, 5.8 million right now. Congrats on all of your success, you guys. Super excited to see that. And then next, we've got our team awards. Gallagher and Trimble, always vying for the top. I love to see that. Gallagher Lake Country had a killer month in September at 16.8. Homestyle Realty, you'll see here that also is Annie Stabler at 1.7. So exciting to see her on the board here. Year-to-date volume, Team Trimble and Gallagher at the top. And then Bark River, you'll see them in volume and units. These two ladies, Katie and Nicole, are just working away and making a success of this year. So congratulations to everybody. Exciting to see your success this year.
Awesome. Thanks, Deej. Congrats to everybody over in Lake Country. Killer stuff. And I'm going to say this, John and Nikki, let's see who can battle it out. Or Mike Schaefer. I mean, come on, Mike, step up to the plate. Let's see if you can catch those guys to finish out the year. Not to call anybody out, but let's rock and roll, baby. Here we go. All right, jumping into September, individual volume, Jacqueline Stern leading the way at 2.2 million. Love it. Love to see it. Congrats, Jacqueline Stern. Again, Ann Kleber, who says transitions need to slow anything down. Karen Spinty coming back from the Botanical Gardens to just crush it in September, right? Andrea Cavello. And again, Sarah Reardon moves from the west side to the east side. Oh, yeah, no problem. I'll go sell a smooth 800 and something closed volume in the month of September. Then jumping into the team volume in the month of September. And here's what I wanted to call out, right? For all you teams that are paying attention, what does it mean to have a successful team? You make the others around you better, right? That's why I called out so many people in JSG in the $1 Million Month Club, because how does it correlate to their total business? They did 17.9 million in the month of September. It's a collective effort of everybody that's on that team. As you could see, it was like 8 or 9 people had $1 Million months. I mean, you want to learn how to run a team, go help your people be more productive. That's a great way to do it. Congrats, JSG. Falk Groove and Gallagher having a monster month, 10.6. SRG at 4.8. And then you can see spots 3 through 10 is probably the most competitive competition we have every single year right here, right? So you can see here in September of everybody rolling through for the team volumes. And then you can see, again, guys, remember, agents control their units. The market gives you volume. Year-to-date individual units, Molitor continues to lead the pack. Schroeder coming in hot after a hot August and September with 41 units. Sarah Oberbrunner's right on her heels. Then you could see the rest of the crew coming in here. Schweppes coming on strong now with 15 units. And Andrea Crivello having a great bounce-back year. Congrats, Andrea. And then jumping over to year-to-date individual volume. Again, Molitor leading the way at 14.6 and Schroeder on his heels at 10.7. I mean, Schroeder, just go have another $5 million month. You'll catch Molitor no problem, right? Carla Florence, whose business is up almost 200%. Congrats, Carla, for absolutely just crushing it, right? And then here we go, team units year to date. Again, JSG leading the way with SRG behind them at 159. And then spots 3 through 10. Again, that's that competitive the shifting around, see who can catch everybody by the end of the year in a hot market. And then here you can see year-to-date team volumes, JSG leading the way at 118 with Falk Groove and Gallagher at 87, SRG at 77, and then again those spots 3 through 10. Anybody can take home, can move into the pole position within those spots, finishing the year. So guys, congrats on an absolutely killer September. People ask me all the time, what do you make of this market? And I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. It's something like we've never seen before, and it's awesome to see you guys have such great success. Rising tides lifts all ships. Remember that. Rising tides lifts all ships. So pick each other up, lean on each other, and when you're having a hard time, lean on those that are having wind in their sails to help you gain some momentum, because momentum's a powerful force. All right, what's going on in the market this week? Real quick. Here's what we got. Remember last week I said what to make of the market of the moment. And here's just kind of what I call my Sendix or the grocery store pitch, right? When our friends or family or whoever is asking me what's going on in the market. So I'll make sure to send this out. This is what we went through last week as it relates to pricing and the price segments. But you can see here from a showing time activity, interesting thing to note, we had seen a little bit of a downward trend, but we're starting to actually stabilize. Which is a good thing, right? We're still averaging around plus 40% of showings this year versus last year during the same week, with showings starting to really kind of stabilize in this market. So again, this is a lead metric for me. This is where I'm saying, yeah, October, November should be pretty solid, right? Looking ahead here, this is number of units under contract. Again, if you look at it, it remains consistently strong the last 4 weeks. I mean, we had a really strong 4 weeks after Labor Day that remains continuously high. When you look at it, in I looked at the last 2 years of data to get you this little nugget. In October of 2018 and October of 2019, on average in those months of October, we would see 2,000 units go under contract within a given month. Right now, in October 2020, we're seeing roughly 2,500 units will go under contract this month, right? 2,500. It's an increase of 500, units. It's essentially a 25% increase over last year. That's my lead metric, right? Looking ahead, 25% increase on units that are going under contract right now, based on where we're trending. Healthy business. Again, sales absorption, when I look at the sales absorption, same thing, 4 weeks of very, very consistent sales absorption. And this is an indication of demand, right? Very, very strong. Again, and my word of caution has always been this, and I've always thought this, is the new inventory units. When, here's the very interesting thing to understand about new inventory right now. Again, I had to go back to look at 2 years worth of data to find this. I was looking at this the last couple of weeks and I'm like, man, this isn't going in the right direction. Based on where we were. But here's what I have found out. Our new unit inventory levels right now are net positive when I compare them to October of 2018 and October of 2019. What does this mean? It means more new inventory is coming to the market in October 2020 than it had historically done so in the month of October, right? So I had to look outside of my context window to understand that, which is net positive. That's a very, very good thing, even though the inventory levels are starting to go down 4 of the last 5 weeks. And buyer demand is stronger than ever before. So it's just the inventory levels just aren't keeping pace with the marketplace, right? So it's always been my caution is this will catch up to us at some point. We just have to be prepared for it and don't be surprised, right? Be proactive in your business. So again, net inventory is positive. It's trending of a little bit of a slowdown, but it's still positive of what we had historically seen, which to me is a good thing moving forward when we look into November and December. Right? Again, 2020 is unlike anything we've ever seen in this market. And then here's where I said, I went and looked at total inventory units on the marketplace, right? And the reason I did this is going back to September of 2018, what you see here is the prior 2 years worth of inventory really in October. We usually see on average around 10,500 units for sale. We're seeing right now about 8,500 units for sale. Right? It's a decrease of 21%. And here's really the story is since, let's just call it January of this year, we never really saw the major spike that we had historically seen in the spring, right? And then what happens is the business starts to slow down in the fall, the inventory builds back up again as we head back into January. So if you look back here for historical context, here in March of 19, the new inventory spikes, we build inventory up until January, November, December, and then the spring market hits and it starts to go down, and we just never got that spike again this year in terms of new inventory units. So again, it's just total inventory is a little depressed, but all other indicators are very, very strong and healthy. And so that's where we are. That's the market of the moment. And that's what I got for you. Just going back to looking at 2 years of historical context to better understand where we are and where we may be going. Cool. And a reminder, I'll send both the lore metrics, the broker trends, the awards, all that stuff out today in our recap email. And Diana will be sending it out in her recap email to the Lake Country crew. So any of this information that you'd like to see or recap is available to you. Awesome. All right, we're finishing up with training and education. Why? Because we're in the fourth quarter, and as we talked about last week, the fourth quarter is all about the energy dial, and what you do shows up 90 days later. So how are you starting to plan strategically for your first quarter, knowing that momentum will carry you from March to September, knowing that 65% of the production occurs in the spring? What are you doing now to prep for your first quarter right here, sitting here on October 13th, right? It's all about lead gen, business planning, and goal setting, because you can't make your annual income goal if you don't hit your first quarter. So, Mandy, what do we got coming for training and education?
Great, thanks, Charlie. First of all, great energy. I felt like I was watching the Kentucky Derby there, like hearing awards. So congrats, everyone. All right, so Ignite's going on right now for those who are newer to the business. Bold is happening for those of you who need that extra push going in. So it starts October 20th, plenty of time to sign up. It's not a huge time commitment this time. You're not in a classroom all day sitting there. So there's really no excuse not to take it. It's 2 hours a day, 2 days a week for 1/8 of the cost that you used to pay for $99. So please go ahead, sign up, invest in your future production. Next slide. All right, October training calendar. Again, if you do one thing this week for yourself, be on tech training today at 1 o'clock. Turn on that 33 touch. It's going to be activity based. She's going to walk you through exactly how to do it. So if you're on that call today at 1 o'clock, you'll have a 33 touch active by 2 o'clock. If you can't check it out, we'll be sure to add it to the YouTube channel. But if you do one thing this week, be sure to attend that. Dave Jenks, we solidified our time. I'll send out a reminder, but on the 21st, he is going to be at 10 a.m. So Dave Jenks, again, the co-author of the MREA, is going to be joining us via Zoom at 10 a.m. on the 21st. And then if you haven't already registered for the business planning clinic, go ahead and do so. That's provided through KWRI or National. So please go ahead, click that link there to register for that on the 29th.
Cool. Mandy, thank you. Guys, 2 things. One, starting with the 33 touch, what's the most scarce resource? It's our time. Learn how to automate your lead generation, right? Dig into the 33 touch through Smart Canes and Campaign. Join Lindsay today at 1. 2, Peter G., I know you're still on. What do listings have? Why are listings so important?
Listings have babies.
That's right, because for every listing you have, you should pick up 2 buyers. So if I were you, the one training I wouldn't miss this month, Dave Jenks, Why List With Me in a Tight Inventory Market. You want to figure out how to win the listing because you want to have a baby. 2 babies, in fact. Peter knows the story. It works. Tune in to Dave Jenks, Why List With Me. It's a great training. Guys, it is Tuesday. It's a beautiful day. Lake Country crew will allow you guys to jump off to get over to your Lake Country meetup. North Shore crew, hang tight. We'll do new listing and buyer needs, or anybody who just needs a little pep talk. I'll be on here for another 20 or 30 minutes, recapping new listing and buyer needs. And guys, have a great day. Congrats on all your success. Be well.